if you're starting a pickup and delivery service business, you got to have the right strategy. Not just because this industry is very competitive, but also making money in this industry is a long-term game. But you can shorten, okay, the path to revenue generation if you have the right strategy, okay. And so let me first define for you what a pickup and delivery business service is, because I hear a lot of folks talk about, I want to start a pickup and delivery business service, but they have no idea what the business really entails. So if you think about the pickup and delivery business service, you are speaking about two things. You're speaking about pickup and you're speaking about delivery. Okay. So here you are speaking about a business for the transport of items from one location. That's the pickup aspect of things to another location. That's the delivery. So transport of items from one location to another. So that could also work with the opposite sequence. So first delivery and then pickup, right? So when I say it doesn't have to be, it can be delivery and pickup or pickup and delivery. Okay. So basically, this is the simplest explanation you can get. Don't try to complicate things more. Don't try to make things more complicated than they really are. Okay. Now, if you think about a pickup and delivery service business, you also want to think about the process of transporting any kind of goods. It can be groceries, it can be packages, it can be furniture, it can be medication, it can be anything. Okay. So that's the good thing. That's the good thing about the pickup and delivery service business, because you have flexibility in terms of the items you can haul. So let me speak to you quickly about some profitable types of pickup and delivery businesses. Number one, you have the food delivery or grocery pickup. That's a pretty good and very high revenue sector. Okay, so there are various opportunities in the pickup and delivery business market, and so this is kind of cool. Especially, can you imagine what happened during COVID, for instance? People were making money big time, like whether it is a curbside pickup, doorstep deliveries, or restaurant partnerships. You also have pharmacy deliveries. Okay, so basically, here is a market that's predicted to reach 131 billion dollars next year. Can you imagine 131 billion dollars? Okay, so this is a very convenient market. It saves time. It offers a subscription model. Okay, you have some specialty medications, but you also have partnerships. So the potential is there. If you want to make money as a pickup and delivery service business, you also need to think about laundry services or cleaning services, but also catering. So besides food delivery or grocery pickup, you have laundry delivery. So okay, so one thing I want to say is that these services will pick up dirty or dry cleaning items from people's locations and deliver them back. Okay, so that's kind of cool. In other words, gone are the days where people would drive or even go to the laundry service themselves. Okay, they would rather have a pickup and delivery service actually do the hauling. Okay, so and this delivery business can be a great way to make money, and you don't need a large budget to start this business. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And one thing I want to say here is that you have also you don't really need to have a big car or a big vehicle or a big van, if you will. Next, you have catering. So don't confuse catering with food delivery. Okay, so catering business delivery services are also a profitable option for entrepreneurs looking to establish a profitable venture quickly, especially if you are trying to really if you're trying to establish your brand real fast. So this is kind of cool. And so basically, if for instance, in urban areas, especially let's say in big towns, in in big cities like New York, LA, you know, or Dallas, Chicago, and so on and so forth, catering services are highly sought after. Catering to busy lifestyles where convenient, quality meals are in demand. Okay, people are working long hours and they don't have time to cook. to be at home and cook. Okay, so the catering industry is doing well because it is driven by the growing preference among millennials for healthier meal options over traditional fast food or takeout. Okay, so many prefer enjoying meals at their desks or homes due to time constraints during lunch breaks and after work. So this is something to really think about. If you think about a pickup and delivery service business, I want you to also think about cross-border delivery. So if you are actually at the border with Canada or New Mexico, I mean New Mexico or Mexico, for instance, you might want to think about actually having some cross-border deliveries done. Okay, so starting a cross-border delivery venture involves partnering with your region's local couriers and shipping firms. Okay, so this is kind of important. There might be some involvement with customs. So you got to really know the regulations. So anytime you have to do cross border, you have to know the regulations and know what's quote unquote transportable and what's not. Okay, I mean there are some items that are considered hazmat, and and that falls into federal regulation. So if you want to do anything across borders or across states, you have to really you have to know the regulations pretty well. You also have pet services. So this is another area that's actually growing big time. Okay, I mean the pet industry is actually worth billions of dollars every single year. Okay, especially when I say the pet services industry, I want to insist mostly on the pet food delivery service. Okay, because for pet owners, their pets are not animals; they are family, right? So they want them to really enjoy. They want their animals, their pets, to enjoy the same comfort that their regular human family members enjoy. So that creates a great opportunity for the pickup and delivery service business because you have the possibility to address a huge market if you think about it, a huge market. Okay, and one thing I want to say also is that pet owners these days are very mindful and looking for options that may not be readily available at local supermarkets. Consequently, online ordering from stores offering a wide array of high quality pet foods has gained significant popularity, especially among millennials, but also among young adults. So one thing you need to understand is that when it comes to the pickup and delivery service business, you have some common challenges. Okay, this is an industry that's constantly changing. That this is an industry that's very competitive. There's an industry that can be regulated, especially if you are doing cross-state delivery like OTRs. So you have to really account for state regulations, but also federal regulations. So, what are some of the common challenges you might have if you want to get into the pickup and delivery industry? Like you have delivery delays, you have missing tracking information. So there are some shipments that are just structurally wrong. I mean, structurally wrong. They are structurally defective. So you might miss tracking information. Poor communication also is another issue that the pickup and delivery industry actually has to grapple with. You have damaged or missing packages, but you also have, in some cases, bad customer service. And it's up to you to see how you can really avoid those problems from the get go. And it's important I want to insist on that from the get go, okay? So if you want to start a pickup and delivery service business this year, remember that everything starts with your niche, okay? You have to decide your pickup or delivery service niche. Don't just choose anything. I gave you a few niches, really like a few niches earlier, but you have to see whether or not the niche actually works for you. But also the niche works for your clients. The niche works for your specific region because geography plays an important role. So your business niche is the foundation of your business. So choose one that aligns with the demand of your target audience. Okay. Also, you want to create a business plan and choose your structure. So if you want to create a pickup and delivery service business, You need to have the right structure, and you also have to have a business plan. So when I say business plan, I'm speaking about having a document that spells out your company's mission, key products or services, the legal structure of your business, the location. So location is really key. Okay. You have target customers, company's organizational structure. You want to have the key management team members. So that's an important element to think about. You want to have their roles, but also the relevant qualifications, the details on the amount of funding. If you need to get business funding, if you want to get a loan, or you want to get funding from investors, and also financial projections. Because if you want to attract some key stakeholders, such as VC firms, you got to have like clear financial projections. Also, you need to really conduct market research and develop a marketing plan, especially if you are in a large metro area. If you want to start a pickup and delivery service business, you got to have the right SWOT analysis, the right competitive analysis. So when I say conducting market research and developing a marketing plan, you are actually embarking on a very lengthy process that would allow you to find your audience. Okay, so you can consider factors like demographics, age, gender, income, lifestyle preferences, and purchase behaviors. You are able to, through your research, to know your market value, to know your business value. You have the ability to be objective, okay? And you can also have an email strategy, because if you want to really beef up the communication around your pickup and delivery service business, email email communication is key. So you also want to use the marketing channels. This is going to help you actually see whether or not it's better to go through social media, or through email, or through SMS. You know, whatever strategy you need to put in place, you want to put it in place to make sure that it works over time. Okay. And you also want to think about having referral programs, because referral programs can be another marketing channel that you can explore also. You also want to plan a budget for licenses and permits. So if you want to have a successful pickup and delivery service business, depending on the area where you are at, you need to think about what works for you, and what actually can help you out. Okay. You also want to get all needed licenses and permits. So once you have the budget, make sure that you get the licenses and permits that you really need. Okay. You are going to need that for yourself, but also for your business. So the licenses and permits you will need to obtain will depend on the delivery type you want to start. And this licenses and permits might vary from one location to another. Okay. So you might want to think about general business licenses, employer identification number, so your EIN for tax purposes, the transportation licenses for your delivery vehicles, vehicle registration and insurance, operating permits, and health and safety permits. You also want to invest in vehicles and equipment. This is going to help you big time. Also, you want to get insurance policies. So when it comes to a pickup and delivery service business, you need to understand that insurance is going to be quite essential for your operation. Okay. So you want to secure insurance coverage for your delivery business, so that you can protect yourself. You want to cover your back, literally. Okay. You never know. You might have unforeseen expenses due to accidents or theft of goods during transport. So you can get a lawyer or an insurance agent to ensure coverage tailored to your business needs, such as the types of products delivered and the number of employees. You also want to hire a skilled team. So if you want your pickup and delivery service business to be successful, you want to hire a skilled team that will be really good at communication skills. Like, you want your team members to be good at communicating, good at solving problems. So problem solving skills are quintessential. Attention to detail also, time management skills, and also adaptability. So the adaptability is really quite essential in terms of helping you be nimble, helping your firm be nimble. You also want to integrate smart tech solutions. Okay, so here I'm speaking about something that fits your specific niche, because the kind of tech solution that you actually integrate will depend on the niche. Will depend on the niche you're in. Okay, every niche is different. Okay, and you also want to partner with local businesses. So if you want to have a successful pickup and delivery service business, partnering with local businesses is quite essential. So you want to cultivate strong relationships with them. You want to also cultivate strong relationships with your suppliers and partners. Let me just say this: all the key stakeholders, you want to really have a good relationship with them. Okay, now it's important to understand that when it comes to a pickup and delivery service business, the amount of money you have to put in this venture will depend on your geography, will depend on the size of your delivery service, the equipment time, you will need, but also the license, the permit fees also. So if you think about a pickup and delivery service business, it's important to also find customers and contacts who are your potential customers, right? You have to really constantly make sure that you are generating interest in your business. So you want to do some target audience research, like based on age, location, income, all that kind of stuff, to see that you are speaking to the right people. You want to pay attention to their preferences. You want to pay attention to the behavior. Okay, let's say the shopping habits, online presence. So besides target audience research, you also want to think about market research. So take your time and to actually understand your competitors, what they do, okay, and who they are. You also need to build an online presence. So I'm not asking you to have a very sophisticated website, but just have a decent website so that you can really communicate with your audience. Because nowadays, by the way, make sure your website is mobile responsive, like responsive. It has responsive designed. Okay, it has to be responsibly designed. You want to collaborate with local businesses. This is important because they are going to be the one helping you over time. You want to offer promotions and discounts. This is kind of important, especially when it comes to the long-term game. Okay, and if you use those strategies, you can be really successful. Okay, I mean there are many names that have been successful in this space, like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacarts. Okay, it's all about execution, but also how you speak to the needs and demands of your target audience. So the takeaway here is that in today's conversation, I spoke to you about pickup and delivery service business, and I just gave you like a very comprehensive overview of the industry, as well as some tips and hacks to actually succeed. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.